Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of Ask Pastor Keith, where today the question is, Pastor Keith, can Christians be a surrogate mother?
Yeah, this is something that Bible is not clear about. Obviously, technology wasn't there. Therefore, this is my opinion. I want to make that very clear. And usually, to a couple who are suffering from infertility, my first recommendation is, would you look into the option of adoption? And that will solve two problems, right? And it's godly thing. So I recommend that. Also, I'm aware of the fact that not everybody can be a adoptive father or mother, and there's special need for that as well. So I understand that. Can Christian be a surrogate mother? That's a really tough question, and there is nothing to compare to in the scripture. A different context, different culture. Only thing I think about is Abraham and Hagar. Hagar, and that is a concubine that actually had a sexual relationship, and that was acceptable in that culture to bring out the progeny, which is not definitely not in our culture. But we have the technology, and as much as I understand, the surrogate motherhood is a healthy embryo that produced by both parents or one of the parent, and donated egg or whatever. So and to place it in the surrogate mother, and so mother is kind of serving as a healthy uterus to gestation period and bring out the child. There's some complexity about that, because when you carry the baby and give a baby a birth, there is a bonding happening with a biological mother, surrogate mother, even though the embryo was created by someone else. And it creates a problem, so it's not recommended. But some people see that as a service. I'm sure in near future we have no need of this. They can have some kind of incubator that actually does all this job. But until that time, I think this is a service for a very particular medical condition or psychological condition. For that, I'm very progressive in this area. My thought is it is permissible, not recommended, but it is permissible. For some people, actually doing it for their friends, a couple, and things like that. I heard of it. And so in that particular case, it may be. But once again, this is not what the scripture is talking about. This is my personal understanding. Because when you look at the scripture in general, of course, it culturally and contextually is different. But Bible talks about bringing the offspring, and sometimes in this case concubine is used, and sometimes a different person is used in that. In fact, when we are talking about Tamar, Judah's daughter-in-law, she did a very immoral thing in Western eyes. But Judah confesses that she was more righteous than him, because there is a conjugal right. As a wife, she has a right to have intimate with her husband to produce a child. That's very important in that culture. And then her husband passed away. Therefore, Judah had a responsibility to produce that, but he didn't because of death after death. And the long story short, the thing was there was a responsibility that Judah did not provide for Tamar. So there are different scenarios and all that. But when we think about this, the life come in the world through different avenues and different methods as well. And we believe that God is a creator of life and ender of life here on earth. And when even through this method, which is very mechanical and medical, we still believe God's sovereignty is there, and therefore, yes, it could be done, in my understanding. Once again, this is my opinion. All right.
No, thank you so much for sharing that, Pastor Keith. It's a very complicated question, and thank you for the clarity for the answer for this.